Dumelang and welcome to Brandgy, a combination of branding and strategy. On this platform, we're going to be sharing content relating to branding as well as service design. Today, we're going to be focusing on service design, looking at business model canvas. How cool is my canvas, you guys? I like all these different colors and just how aligned everything is. Anyway, what a business model is, it is a plan for the successful operations of your business. It also helps you identify how the key drivers of your business fit together. In today's world, you guys, business models are very important because you have all these new and innovative business models that are emerging that literally are causing old ones to crumble. If you don't believe me, look at Uber versus meter taxis, or look at Kodak. This is all these smartphones that literally actually take proper pictures and you can store them online. So if you have an existing business model, you have to keep looking at it and reinventing it to move on with the times, right? Or if you want to start your own business, it is also very key that you build a proper business model, right, that is going to survive in today's world. Business models has 9 building blocks. Now it's a lot of content to go through, so I'm going to divide this video into like 2 segments. So the first part will only focus on this side of the business model. Then the second video, do make sure that you watch it, will also focus on the other side of the business model canvas. But firstly, obviously, I'm just gonna high level go through all of the different building blocks of a business model canvas, just to give an idea of like what are some of the questions that they answer. And then when I now go into like the different categories that each element has, that will then be divided into 2 videos. So let's start. Number 1, we've got customer segments. The kind of question that you can ask with customer segment is, who are my most important customers and what value am I delivering to who, right? So those are the questions that customer segment answers. Number 2, it's customer relationship. So customer relationship is what kind of customer relationship is this customer segment expecting to build and to maintain with you, right? Because people know the kind of relationship that the customers know the kind of relationship that they want to build with you. And if you default on that relationship, they're going to tell you you're in dabbers. And then we have channels. So channels basically is, you can ask yourself, how does a specific customer segment want to be reached, and how are you integrating those channels to make sure that they fit the customer's routines? And you've got value proposition. The previous video that I posted, please have a look at it, because it helps you just map out proper value propositions for your business. So with value proposition, is the reason why should people buy your product or service, what kind of value are you offering them, what kind of problem are you solving, what kind of needs are you satisfying, what kind of convenience are you giving them. So it's like very broad questions that value proposition answers. Then you've got key activities. So you basically ask yourself, what are the most important activities that I need to perform to deliver value? What are the most important activities that I need to deliver in order for me to build and maintain customer relationships? What are the most key important activities that I need to do in order for me to reach my customers through these channels? Similar to key resources, what are the most important resources that I need in order for me to deliver value for my customers? What are the most important key resources that I need in order for me to build and maintain customer relationships? And which ones do I need in order for me to have access and to reach my customers? And then we've got key partners. Like, who are my key partners? You can ask yourself, who are your suppliers? You can also ask yourself, like, who are the kind of partners that actually perform certain activities that you don't perform in-house? Or who are your partners that actually give you certain resources that your business currently does not have? And then you have cost structure, which refers to like, what are your most important costs that you need to pay for, because without them maybe your business model will just fail. And also you can look at resources for like, what are the most important and what are the most expensive resources, what are the most important and what are the most expensive activities. Then in terms of revenue streams, you can ask yourself, like, what kind of value are people willing to pay for? Because for example, you can have a killer proposition, right, value proposition, and people are just on some, nah fam, I want that value for free. So you need to be able to determine what value are people willing to pay for and how are they willing to pay for that value. So I'm going to start with the categories that are under customer segments. So I'm just going to be making examples just to make it easy for you to understand like what the category is actually about. So mass market, for example, somebody who's selling bread, right? When I was in primary school, was in high school, when I was in varsity, even now when I work, I'm still like a target market for bread, because bread is just bread. And by the grace of God, even when I'm a millionaire, I'll still be buying bread, you guys. So that's like, it's for the masses. It's not like very specific to somebody. It's for like the society, the people, the mass. So that's what mass market is about. Then niche market is very tailor-made and very specific to a certain group of people, right? For example, if I am developing or if I am manufacturing, right, like car parts, I'm actually obviously gonna give like people who actually assemble those pieces together to build a car. So that's gonna be like my specific customer segment. Or if I'm manufacturing like you know, these cool office chairs, obviously like offices would be my niche customer segment. And multi-site is when you've got like multiple customer segments, but they're all dependent on each other, right, in order for your business model to survive. For example, if you're giving away like free newspapers, right, so the readers of that newspaper is specific customer segment, as well as the advertisers are also your customer segment, right? So it's two different customer segments, but they're dependent on each other, because the more readers you have, right, it's the more you can actually charge your advertisers, because you've got like a huge following, and you also need that money in order for you to produce these newspapers so that you can give it to the readers. So they are very interdependent on each other, those separate markets. So then diversified market is just the opposite of this, in a sense that you've got different markets, but they are not really dependent on each other. And segmented market would be like, let me give you an example. For example, like with credit cards, right, like they're giving money to people, but then they segmented saying, because whenever you get paid this much, this is how much we can give you. And you've got like all these wealthy people that get like obviously higher amounts of money. So it's the same thing, but it's segmented. And then with customer relationships, number one is personal assistance. For example, if you go to Lutsaho's Butchery in Soweto, if you go to Lutsaho's Butchery, you're going to find a cashier and a waitress, right, which is a personal assistant who's going to help you when you're buying, and who's also going to give you food and everything relating really to the service of you getting the food at Lutsaho's Butchery. She's going to be there, he or she's going to be there to help you. Then you've got dedicated personal assistants, right? For example, this you find in like private banking, where you've got like a dedicated person for a specific kind of banker who's very wealthy, and they want to build that kind of personal relationship between the banker as well as the wealthy person who banks at a private bank. Then you've got self-service and automation kind of customer relationships. For example, if you go to an ATM, right, you're not interacting with any person, so basically you just get to the machine and get your money. So that's self-service, and it's also automated. Then you've got communities where you find all these cool online communities that companies build, and people who buy the same service or people who buy the same product are able to share knowledge about that specific product or service on that platform. Then you have co-creation. A quick example would be like YouTube versus the people who actually have YouTube channels, right? So they both co-create value, right? Because YouTube offers the platform, and then the people who actually create content are co-creating with YouTube to make sure that the viewers are able to see the videos on YouTube. So in terms of value proposition, you can offer newness, right? If you think about it, when we didn't have electricity, right, we were okay with candle. But when electricity came and it was a new thing, we started comparing electricity to candle, and we realized, but electricity is better. And you started also comparing electricity, the convenience of cooking on a stove as opposed to like you having to go fetch wood and cooking outside. So newness can be a value proposition. Performance also can be a value proposition. If you think, when I think back when I was in third year doing computer sciences, when we had to create obviously like these projects and we needed high performing laptops, I know that some students needed to literally buy new laptops because the ones that they had couldn't support the kind of software that we needed. So performance, you can sell performance as a value. Customization, let me think, what kind of customization? Oh, Starbucks, right? You know, Starbucks has this cool thing of writing down your name on the coffee or the tea that you're buying, so it's like it's custom made, it feels so special, it's yours. Or even like with cake companies that can write happy birthday Mpomphaphi, like it's mine, guys. Ke Mpomphaphi, I see ya motho mongwe. Or even like with Facebook that uses data analytics, right, to in the background be able to see what are some of the kind of searches that you search for, and then they give you that specific advertising relating to what you've been searching about. So that is also personification, personalization, as well as customization, same thing. So if you think about design, right, for example, if you go to Pep Store, you're not gonna go there and say, "Hey, me, I want myself like a cool designer pants or cool designer shirt," but you can go to like a Zara and look at the kind of design that they have, and you're like, yeah, Mona ke kutlwa like a proper design. So you can sell design. In terms of brand also, let me not use Pep Store again. Like for example, Nike is a brand, like you're buying the brand. You can literally buy a normal techie or sneakers elsewhere, but if they don't have that tick, you can actually pay double just for that tick, you know, the brand. As well as Louis Vuitton, like if you're wearing Louis Vuitton, you know that it's like related to you being wealthy and stuff. So brand is also very important, brand value. And in terms of price, you could be selling something at a low cost, and people obviously don't want to spend a lot sometimes for certain things, right? So price can be your value. Cost reduction and risk reduction, so you could be reducing cost, or you can be reducing the kind of risk that a person can incur with buying a certain product. For example, if I buy a car, I want to get insurance, you guys, because it's reducing the risk. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you are motivated to start building your business models for your existing businesses, or if you don't have one already, or you're going to reinvent your existing business model, or if you're starting a completely new business, to also just start working on your business model. I promise on the next video I'm going to continue on the other building blocks, because I don't want this video to be super long. Till I see you on the next video. Bye bye.